G'day everyone, my name's Steve and welcome back to Aussie Golf Pros. Okay guys, in this week's video I'm going to introduce you to a drill. It's a drill that I've used for myself, but it's also a drill I've used in coaching. And this particular drill involves an external focus. I call it the wall drill. Today I'm down, beautiful day at Stonecutters Ridge, I'm down in the tennis courts. And I'm going to use the wall or the tennis court, the side of the tennis court for this drill. And it fundamentally helps two major moves. Glen recently did a video called Killer Moves, or I think it was 3 killer moves in your swing. And I'm going to highlight 2 of them today, and this drill helps specifically with those 2 moves. Okay, the first of those killer moves is early release. Now basically early release means that when a golfer gets to the top of his swing, that his first move is to release the golf club early. That takes away all your power, and in that early release, because the club has been released early, then there's nowhere to go at impact. And so what happens is the golfer comes up out of his posture to be able to give room for that golf club to pass. The second killer move that I'm going to be talking about today is your takeaway and this forearm rotation of getting the club fanned out and on the inside. And so instead of the club going back outside our hands, being able to hinge correctly, the golfer fans the club out, incorrect hinge, and gets the club traveling inside. And as Glen spoke about in that video, there's been a heap of golfers that have picked the club up quickly and taken the club this way and then got the club on the inside on the way down. There's been very, very few, if any, golfers that have taken the club on the inside here and then flipped it and casted it over the top. Okay, so let's get to the drill. The actual drill is I want you to get in your posture up against a wall. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to create some feel here. And so you can feel the wall on your backside in your posture. So I've just popped down a little toe line here, and I'll talk about the toe line in a second in relation to the second killer move, but we'll just talk about this first move first, the early release. Now what getting up against this wall does is I can now feel, in my posture, I can now feel this wall up against my backside. Now what we're trying to do in the golf swing is we're trying to remain in posture right the way through the backswing and down in through impact as well. And so that killer move when someone gets it to the top of their swing is they start their downswing with an early release and they come up off the wall. They come up out of their posture to create room so they've got room to swing the club down through impact. And that causes all sorts of problems. I won't go into all of them today, but the number one thing is that you release all your power way, way too early. And then to be able to get the golf club traveling through, you've got to be able to get out of the way, which gets you up out of posture, which then, most of the time gets you toe deep. It's a really, really killer move. And so what I want you to do, why this external focus, why this wall is so good, is because it gives you feel. So it activates lots of your senses. We can see the wall, we can feel the wall, we can feel where our posture is, we can see where our posture is. And so the first part I want you to do, and this will bring in killer move number 2. So the first part I want you to do is get in your posture with your backside up against the fence. And then as you take your first part of your swing, as you take the club away, I want you to feel that your right butt, your right cheek of your butt pushes into the fence. And so at the start of your posture, you can feel both cheeks on the fence or on the wall. And as we take a club away, I want you to feel like you have hip rotation and that your right cheek goes into the fence. So that's the first move of this drill, but it then brings in killer move number 2 we're going to talk about, which is that first part of the move, the takeaway. If our right cheek goes into the fence and then we fan the club, we're going to fan the club straight into the fence. So that gives us an external focus of where our club is in relation to our swing in our posture. So that first move, right cheek into the fence, and we're going to feel like our club stays in line with our chest outside our hands. So our handle stays in line with our chest and we don't fan that into the wall. So that's a really good indicator for those of you that do it. You take your normal natural swing, and if you're going bang into this wall, it obviously gives you that, that feedback that we need. So if we then take the swing to the top, or the top of our swing, the completion of our backswing, I want you to feel like your right cheek is really engaged into the wall. Now from here, the first move I want you to feel like is that as your hands drop, your left cheek engages the wall. So nothing's left, it's just right cheek, left cheek engage. And then I want you to feel like as you come down through impact, that left cheek remains on the wall, and then once you can start to come up out. And so the beautiful part of this drill is it gives you feedback right the way throughout the swing of where you are in your posture, or where your posture needs to be. If you feel yourself at any stage coming off the wall or lifting up, as some people do in the backswing, lifting up off the wall, it'll give you that feedback to be able to take the club away, keeping your rear end engaged on that wall the whole time. It'll also give you that feedback of the killer move part 2, that if you're taking the club too far on the inside, you will get that feedback because it's going to hit the wall. And so from here, we can really work on our takeaway, handle and chest, club outside my hands, no fanning, no forearm rotation into this wall. So we get that feeling of getting the club into a correct position. Glen's often talk about this first move. As the right cheek goes into the wall, we want to feel like the butt of the club is pointed at the belt buckle. That's a good indicator of where you should be. And so this first move, right cheek into the wall. From there, we're going to hinge and turn up into our backswing. Really engaged right cheek into the wall. I'm now going to transfer my weight onto my left side because my weight's on my right side here. Right cheek into the wall. As my hands drop, feel like the hands drop down into our next position. As I do that, I engage the left cheek onto the wall. Boom. So it gives me an idea of where my left cheek should be, where my club should be. And then from here, we can release down through. Left cheek staying on the wall. And then as we come up, we can then come up out of our posture. And you can do that in a kind of segments so that you get the feeling. First move, right cheek, butt end of the handle at your belt buckle. From there, we're going to hinge and turn up into our backswing. From there, I'm going to get my left cheek and my weight on my left side. The left cheek's going to re-engage the wall, weight on the left side. Hands will drop, getting the club into, parallel with our toe line, which is quite good. The hands remain close to our body as our left cheek engages into an almost very, very similar position at address, just with a little bit of forward momentum and some hip turn, bit of shaft lean. Right cheek up, engage left cheek, transfer your weight, keep your left cheek on through impact, and then come up off the wall. So anyway, guys, this is an awesome drill, which really gives a lot of feedback and awareness of where we are and the feeling of where we are throughout our swing. It's really going to help with those forearm rotation guys that like to, boom, bring the club on the inside. It's going to give us feedback of keeping the club outside our hands for the first part of our swing as we get our cheek into the wall, because if we stay in posture, we get the butt of the club at our belt buckle. It then allows us for those early release guys, or the guys that come out of their posture as they bring the club up, come off the wall, those guys that stay in their posture on their backswing, then they can have that feeling of getting their weight forward and re-engaging their left cheek on the wall, so both cheeks on the wall, and as the hands drop into a position to be able to deliver the club through impact, again, staying in posture with our rear end on the wall, and then as we come through impact, we can then start to come up out of our posture into our finish. I hope this helps you. This is an awesome drill that I've used, as I said, for years and years and years, not only for myself, but for my clients as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe. You've got that little bell down the bottom. Please hit that. We're bringing you really good content every week, and it's all free. I hope you have an awesome week. Enjoy your golf, and I'll see you next week.